Hello, this is Vance, and this is Tuesday, April the 25th, 2017. These are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. It's the final recap for today. I was talking on this morning and the pre-market bite, talked about this area right here, which is about 8:30. Looking at this, there was a breakdown from this area from the overnight. And, I was talking about the fact that I was thinking that 49 was going to be kind of a level. It could have broken down a little lower than that. I want to see any follow through here. But at the same time, yesterday, we were at, from yesterday, price was around $50.22. So, we're way up here yesterday. So, I don't know if it's going to be a retracement. I think we're going to make an assault on this area, perhaps, kind of rolling this back in, but I wasn't sure. You have to always look at today is going to be API report, the American Petroleum Institute at 4:30, and that was something to keep in mind as well. But anyway, right from the breakdown, we had this breakdown, and right at 8:47, just a few minutes after I was on here, price spikes up here, pulls back down, second entry long right here, but this is really just at 9 o'clock, just after 9 o'clock. So this is like 9 o'clock right here, 9:07. Looking at getting in here kind of early, price comes up here. First is a failed second entry short that turns into a second entry long. And I thought this was a pretty decent trade to go long on. We're going to retest this high. Problem is that for me, it only came up 14 ticks. It came up here. It missed this by one tick and came and turned back the other direction. And it took me out at break even. And so that was kind of a non-starter. I thought that this was for sure going to go be up here. It didn't dissuade me too much because I still thought that, this was going to be the area. I thought that 49 was going to be really the support. It overshoots on the way down. Now, you have taken this trade as a short. Now, it's a pretty strong bar. You think that you might retest at least this area, but perhaps even test this area down here. And so I think it's worthwhile taking. I didn't take this. I was in this trade right here, so I didn't take it. Remember, for every buyer, there's a seller. And so you can be both sides of the trade. So if price is going to break down lower, we might not have a measured move down to the same magnitude that we had from the overnight. Did I think we were going to $48? I didn't think that would be the case. I thought that 49 was kind of the level. But I don't know. It could very well. I want to see what follow through is going to occur. Now, price does break down. We have this micro double bottom right here, a pretty strong bar off this bottom. I think this was worthwhile taking. It was an aggressive trade. And this was a trade that would have worked had you taken that. And let me just take my 15 tick stop box here. It's right here, 15 ticks. And the reason I like this, this setup, which was, this is 15 ticks right here. So we're 03, 15 ticks. This is 88 right here. Remember, 15 ticks, look at that. That's a 15 tick move, 15 ticks. Comes back down to here. If you get long here, your stop is below this area. And this would be the low of the day. This was the new low of the day, and it took a while to work out, so it's kind of like a breakout pullback long. If you take this trade, you've got room to get out to the tops right here. You see that? You got room to take at least to this lower high right through here, and you can see that price did overshoot. Now, how far does it go? Almost retests what the daily high was. Doesn't quite get to the. This is crooked. Doesn't quite get to where these are, but it does move its way up. And you can see that right here, let me just draw on this. Right here is kind of like, you got resistance along these lines. I put this in here. This is a second entry short right here. Now, we do break this channel. We've got this overlap. To go short here, that's a tough one. Again, this is a tough trade. It would have worked, obviously, because trade price does break down here. But I wasn't really thinking this. I didn't expect. This is, if you're in on this trade here and you ride this up, can you get on this trade on the opposite direction? If you're in here, you've already got your 15, you get your 30 ticks, looking at maybe prices going higher, and it turns over and it heads down lower. Now, if you're not in on this trade, is it worthwhile taking? I think so. But again, where's your stop? And in this particular case, your stop is going to be above these areas. You could limit in. Look at where your stop is around here. Get above these as high as you can. So I think it was worthwhile taking, but second entry short off of these ones, breaks the channel, aggressive. But you can see how well it worked out. It rotates over 30 ticks down, gets to this bottom level, and this is like, and I was looking at, remember I was talking about this area here as being looking at some modern. This is support right here, but look at the bouncing in this area right along here, and when price stacks up like this in this area, it looks like you're going to look like you're going to go up higher or go down lower. Now it does overshoot. Here's a second entry. This is not a second entry short, but price does head its way down. It does break this channel. Frankly, I was very tempted to go long here, but this was a little bit too much overlap for me. You could argue that this is kind of a second entry short. This maybe worked out, but it depends where you got in. Again, it comes down to the fact you have your 15 ticks, and so if you're looking at, you have to limit in here. Where's your first of all, where's your stop? Your stop is right here. If you get in, there's enough room to get to these double bottoms here, fine. But this is certainly an aggressive trade. As you can see, when price gets down to this level, it bounces right out of here, really down at 48.88. I think that's somewhere it was. Bounces right out of here. It starts to first entry, second entry long right here. Doesn't work, but this is a second entry short. You can see there's this overlap, hesitation. Price pulls down the first time, fails, pulls down another time right here, and this is the long right here. This is the one. Now, my trade was, your trade would have been, where do you limit in? You try to limit in to where you're below the lows of the day, 15 ticks. But if you catch this one, like even on this one right here, like if you were to get long here or long here and you had to ride this out, look at that move right through here, punches up, pulls back again, runs up again. And this was really the move. It really tried to make an assault up here. It does hesitate. And then look what happens to the rest of the day. Bangs up there, almost makes $50. And so right in this area, this was really the looking at, and this is where I saw the support. I really did see the support really right around just below 49. And so I wasn't short in any of these ones. I mean, I'm saying you can argue you could take it of these things, but I was more looking at these longs, and this turned out to be a tremendously good trade. A couple of pullbacks on this one. Now, you could have taken a trade here if you hadn't gone on this move, and I like this one because we already have, let's consider this a move. This was a pretty straight up move. I'm thinking like first entry, second entry right here. See, this is a second entry long right off of this one. Now it is at the top of the channel. It takes a while to work its way out. Here's a failed second entry short that turns into a second entry long right here. So not only this is a second entry long, first entry, second entry long, we have another first entry, second entry long right here. So it's really back to back. Price is really stacking up. And if you're looking at this, look where the move is, at another leg up. Now, again, you could get in here. This was a little bit late in the day. We're talking about, this is like 14:30, and this is after the close. But for the last gasp, right at 2 o'clock, this was pretty good to move right into the close. And so, this was kind of a long, at this juncture, right in here, this area. And I mean, where will you have your stop? Number one, look for your stop. If you're getting in, even on this bar, your stop is below this move right here. That's the first thing. Number two, where's your target? Well, in this case, your target would be above the high of the day. But if we have a strong move up here, what's the likelihood of maybe us going a little bit higher? And I thought it was reasonable for that assumption to take place. Now, after the close, and this is after, this is 3 o'clock, look at that move up. The API report comes out, 4:30. I didn't see the numbers, but I suspect that they're bearish because look at the fall off in price, and this is where we are right now. Now, I think that there's some pretty decent trades here. Break even on some of these ones, especially if you looked at going short. I didn't think it was a short day. I think that we've been short all week. Like for the last couple of sessions, and that from yesterday afternoon and even from today. Look at look where price is. Like we had this we had a bounce up yesterday from the overnight, that gap up, and then price broke down. But look at where we were hanging around between 49.19 and 49. So 40 ticks really at this low. I was looking at buying anytime price really dipped down below 49. That's what I was. And again, how many trades do you need? 2. I mean, that's it. Anyway, I have a couple of recorded trades here. I recorded this one. I got in on this one later on. So, anyways, so I might see if I can edit it, stick it up there, and then we'll go from there. But just to show you how it looked like, how it transpired. But anyway, that's it for now. You have any questions, let me know. This is Vance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.